Hey, Lucy here from Core Balance Coaching. I always sort of give quite light-hearted little shares, and we do a bit of EFT and a bit of Pilates and yada yada. I'd like to know that my mission statement, if you like, is that I help women choose happy every day, to step out of pain, be it emotional, physical, and into happy so they can live life to their full potential. Yes, I've had a lot of training to do that. I've had a lot of experience helping people, but I will say I've had a massive amount of experience to do it myself. For those of you who don't know, I'll give you a little bit of backstory. I was about when I was about 13. I got very very ill with an eating disorder and ended up in hospital, which then led to me being really ill because obviously I wouldn't be told what to do by them either. And I ended up getting quite ill with mental health issues due to sort of being mistreated in hospitals and institutions and being very underweight and malnourished for some time. With the abuse of certain places I was at, away from my family, which was really upsetting. Meanwhile, my mum getting quite spiritual because having a daughter who's away from home and not knowing what's going on is quite traumatic, I can only assume. So I then spent several years in and out of mental health facilities, being sectioned sometimes, having experimental treatments to try and help me through and get me through to be able to live again. I was really young and yet I was being written off because I was I was losing it basically, and they didn't really know why. It was just horrendous, an unknown kind of psychosis, I suppose. So there we go, loving the share here. Okay, so let's scroll on a couple of years in and out of hospital sections, and yes, interesting treatment plans I had. And there I was, my mum saying, "Will you just try something?" I said, "What now?" She went, and she took me to this crystal healing lady, and I'm like, "Yeah, whatevs, all right." And the nurse was like, they gave me a pass for the day, saying, "Yeah, whatever, go try anything." But I remember it was a great session I had with this woman, and I remember feeling different, and I remember it wasn't so much the session, or maybe it was, I remember going back to the hospital and saying, "That's it, I don't want to be ill anymore." And I remember thinking that's really important because part of me was choosing to stay in this sort of safe environment of safety and being looked after, and the part of me that was scared wouldn't allow me to. But what I'm trying to say is that there is a choice to being happy. There is a definite choice. You might not realize it's a choice. I didn't realize it was a choice, but that was the first time. I think I was about 18, 17, 18. And it was the first time I realized that in order to be happy, you have to choose to take the leap of faith from what you know. And what you know may be shit and a bit miserable. But if you take the leap of faith to be happy, then you've got a shot. But you can't do it without that. And so that was my first leap of faith, was I don't want to be sick anymore. I don't want this anymore. I don't know what else there is. And it was the most terrifying decision I ever made, was to choose to get better. Because once I started that choice, once I started down that road, I literally came off. I said, right, I want to go cold turkey. I don't want any of these drugs anymore. And it was apparently like going cold turkey off heroin. That's the amount of prescription drugs that I was putting on to try and overcome whatever was going on. And in the end, it was a choice. So I said, right, let's come off it. And it was horrendous. It was scary. I begged for it to stop. I begged, and they said, no, you've made your decision. They were amazing. They said, no, you've made this decision. Let's just do it. Let's just see what happens at the other side of the rabbit hole. And I come out the other end, and I'm so grateful to the people around me that allowed that process to happen. They didn't want to see somebody with potential give up. So I was very lucky. I had my family and I had amazing people around me. But what I'm trying to share with you is that happiness is a choice. And every day we wake up, we make the choice of what we're going to do that day and what we're going to have that day. And happiness looks different to everybody. It genuinely does. It really is very different, but it is so fucking important to be happy and to choose happy and to fight for that happiness and to be prepared to work hard for that happiness. And be prepared also for it to come super friggin' easy as well. Okay, so happiness is a choice, and it is a mindset, and there are several ways in which we can choose that. And I feel pretty qualified throughout the training, throughout my experiences, throughout my personal and career development as well, that I can teach you how to make that choice every single day with ease and with joy, and to step out of the pain, to step away from the fear and into the joy every single day. Want to know more? Hit me up, get in touch. It'd be great to hear from you.